somewhere.
Hey, man. Let's go. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. I want to get up and move.
Wow. Welcome to Live with Candice and Kris.
Welcome to the show. Happy
Welcome to the
Thursday up
show.
in this thing. Candice.
Yes.
Yes. Happy to see you.
Happy to see you
good?
too. I have to sit up straight today, and my posture is
She has
different.
to fix her posture today. What's up? How you feeling? Just
Good. How are you?
Good. Had a good night. Talked to my parents. Listen.
Okay.
It was my dad's birthday. He turned 74.
Yes.
They make me look forward to turning 74. They kick it all day long. They were just up to 3 a.m. They said,
They
we
don't
have
have
nothing to do tomorrow.
They're retired.
They're retired.
That's why you live your life now,
Yes.
so that you can do that when you're older.
And that's what my dad said last night. He was like, well, if you want to live like this, you got to start putting something to the side.
And you got to get a wife.
That
some
too.
point.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I just, you know.
She always got to bring up my love. Like, what is it?
There is none. Lack of. No, I'm just,
Well,
they got to
love.
come through me, right?
She's the
I
screaming.
have to be the one to approve.
Oh, Lord.
If I don't approve, then it's not happening.
Now, that's what we need the cameras for, the interview
Yeah,
process.
because Kris has some stalkers, and it's real in these streets.
No, really, though.
No, really, though.
Really, I learned a lot about Florida laws.
Like, really.
Yeah.
And stalking laws. But, guys, we have a great show lined up for you. We don't want to go sideways, but we got to get into it. So let's start with the breakdown. So a transgender woman was held at hostage in a Miami hotel. You heard me right. So after her suitor found out that it wasn't a woman that he was sleeping with and it was a transgender, everything just went completely wrong. He and another man held the supposed man
Trans.
at gunpoint. At gunpoint, okay? And the trans woman called her friends. They could see her on video actually crying when they asked her what was wrong. That's when Lucas came into the picture and said that he was holding her at ransom for $200, that his religion would not okay him sleeping with another man. But both of them was high one night, and then they just came through and realized you're a man and I'm a man and this is not gonna work.
So I'm gonna ask the obvious question in the room. If they had sex, how did he not know that it was a, how do you miss, I mean, there's a couple of extra pieces. How did you not?
They were high.
What kind of drug was that?
None that we're gonna ever take.
I mean, first of all, okay.
But wait, okay.
We're gonna unpack this. Where
did the other person come from?
That was my next question. Where did the other dude come from?
Was it a threesome?
Was it a three? Ooh. Wait, and then when you found out, rather than call the cops or want to fight, you wanted $200? That's it? Just $200?
And it's something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
$200.
$200.
You need to pay your parking ticket. Stop playing.
So some ain't adding up in the story. But when he had the girl or the guy, the trans woman, correct?
Yes.
The trans
Yes.
woman's family on FaceTime, he said that he thought that she just had a speech impediment or that she was.
No, well, she has a speech impediment.
But he thought she was
and there's something
mentally,
else
you can't
wrong.
say the R word, mentally challenged, just the right word. He thought that she was mentally challenged and had
Okay.
a speech impediment. So if he thought that she was mentally.
But how he thought she was challenged when you didn't know you were with a man?
Boom, that's all I was going to say. So when he thought it was a woman that was just mentally challenged, so you was cool with taking advantage of a mentally challenged
Y'all
woman.
both mentally
But then when you realized it wasn't some don't add up in this story. We're going to unpack this one.
These things only happen in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
We are the poster child for foolishness. This pink light just came out of nowhere. I wish they would turn it off.
And look at the hotel. This looks like the type of hotel where something
Trap.
like that would happen there.
Trap.
Pop this hotel pic.
And we shouldn't say it's trap because the whole name is up there.
We're not gonna bash them, but
it's the 30-minute hotel.
yeah, it's one of those.
Well, we got to move on. Well, we have better news. So single doses of LSD now provides long-lasting relief for those that have anxiety. So, drug companies are continuously trying to play around with different drugs to see what actually works best. So according to the new Food and Drug Administration, LSD formulation now can treat generalized anxiety according to Mind Medicine. So the biopharmaceutical company said they still have to go through trials, they still have to go through testing, but out of 40 million Americans, anxiety is a real problem. Now, conventional ways of treating it, usually, yes, it is drugs induced, but it's also different type of therapies that go with that. So in combination, you never know what's actually going to work for that particular patient. But according to the Food and Drug Administration, this will kind of cut that down, and it limits it to 12 weeks.
I'm shocked they needed to conduct a study to know that. I mean, LSD is a psychedelic like shrooms are, and they're known for relaxing you and.
But you got to use it responsibly. You can't just have.
I mean,
that.
no, the responsible way is and I'll be honest, I tried shrooms once. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. It was a long time ago. My cousins from California gave me some. I just a little bite of it, and I tell you, by the end of the conversation, we were hugging each other. I love you so much. Like it does improve your mood. Responsibly though. I mean, I know you're supposed to, but yeah.
We gonna act like we okay.
I mean, come on, y'all.
We're gonna move on. We gonna move. But it does affect 40 million people from ages 18 and older each year. So hopefully this is something that they can use. Anxiety is a big problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people have it, and I've had it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize I had anxiety. You know, that stuff is so internal.
And it shows up in different ways.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it can show up when you least expect it. You can have stress. You got to know that you're stressed. So it's important to take care of yourself. I think this is what this mostly tells all of us all the time. So, spring breakers. Listen, before an abort and a flight come to Miami, Florida, we're going to lock you out. So here's what's happening. So spring breakers coming to Miami, Florida, Miami Beach. The mayor is warning everyone it's not going to be the same. A lot of things are going to be closed down. There's curfew. The city parking garages are going to be closed for 2 weeks. That means on a not park nowhere. Now, residents will be able to use the garage. They will be able to park, but they're going to have to show identification that they live there. So there's going to be curfew. There are going to be security checks. There'll be bag checks at access points at the beach, and DUI checkpoints, road closures. So it's not going to be the same. You're going to have to really not drive in. I wouldn't even say drive. You have nowhere to park.
And the college students are pissed. But I hate to say it, but it's kind of their fault.
It's necessary.
It's kind of their fault. Like over the past few years, we've seen the spring break stuff trend on social media. Last year, they had college students that were literally hopping on top of police cars. Some were fighting the cops, fighting each other, tearing up stores, vandalizing. So, I mean, it was inevitable that they were going to have to do something to get it under control. I mean, you're talking thousands of drunk college students out of control. So it was really nothing they could do but enforce a curfew.
And the mayor, Miami Beach Mayor Stephen Minor is saying these measures are to do just that. When you look at the pictures and see a lot of it came up to be rioting last year. You had a lot of fights. You have a lot of drunken kids. Everyone wants to have fun, but we want people to be safe too. So remember, if you're coming to Miami Beach, it's not going to be the same. There's curfews. Don't come here, get drunk, and get mad. We're telling you now.
And it caused hell for the residents of Miami. I had to go down there once during spring break just for a gig. I wasn't going for that. I just had to go in the area, and it was hell. Like, it's just the traffic. They're all in the streets. So I know the Miami residents are happy, but I hope it does. You know, we thrive off of tourism here.
Well, imagine not being able to park.
Yeah. And you live near South Beach.
Well, no, if you live near South Beach, you will be able to. You just have to show proper identification.
Right.
But for people who are flying in that has rentals, that have, you're driving down, you have nowhere to park.
And it's going to be $30 to park everywhere. So you're going to look at least $100 to $200 to park for the weekend. That's not including.
And you're going to walk a long way.
Woo, and club entry fee. Yeah, you're going to spend more money to come to Miami now. It might not be worth it.
It's not really worth it. Stay home. So we have to move on. So an ex-con, this is so sad. This is New York City criminal justice advocate got busted. Now hear this, for a head inside his freezer in his apartment. video camera caught him outside his apartment actually doing the crime in a blonde wig. So 48-year-old Sheldon Johnson is now going to be facing charges for dismembering a body in his Bronx apartment. He's accused of killing the person on surveillance camera. And you know what's really unfortunate about this is he was in prison, turned his life around, became an advocate for people who are in the same situation. And here it is, now he's facing prison. So the dead man that they found in his freezer, apparently they're thinking that they had some kind of beef while he was in jail and it just carried over.
You know, at the time it couldn't have been worse because Senator Kevin Parker was just advocating 2 days ago for them to give newly released felons $2,600 like as a stipend to come back. They were just advocating for this 2 days.
What are they gonna do with $2,600?
I guess that was, I don't know.
One time fee?
This is what Senator Kevin Parker
This
was
is
fighting.
like Joe Biden with...
They wanted to give him $2,600 and 2 days later.
What is he gonna do with $2,600? Eat?
That's, I guess so. I don't know. That's your home state. That's what Senator.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's
Don't
your
do that.
home
Don't do
state.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
But
that.
they were trying to advocate to give them a little check when they get out. I guess to give them something to start with. But now this
to buy
doesn't-
some shoes or shirts.
to buy something.
And a sandwich.
But I guess so. But
Because-
this doesn't help the argument.
I don't know what you're gonna do with $2,600.
I mean, they're giving them to the immigrants too. We covered that story.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're
No,
not
but
gonna
this
do-
is sad though. It really is unfortunate.
It is because, you know, he came out, changed his life. You know what? But that goes to show you that life follows you. And if you don't make peace with it, if you don't make peace with your past, it can show up and haunt you at any time. So it's unfortunate. And so is the dead man in the refrigerator.
Condolences to the
Him cut
victims'
off the
families.
man head.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeesh.
All right. On that note, we have to take a break. Don't go anywhere because Kris is coming back. With
What's trending?
right here.
Welcome back to the show. You are just in time for what's trending. So if you are a boxing fan, you are in for a real treat as Iron Mike Tyson will be squaring off against YouTube return boxer Jake Paul on July 20th at the AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, in an event that will air on Netflix. Now, the fight will be an exhibition fight, though the specifics are still unclear. Now, Iron Mike will be turning 58 by the time of this fight, and he has not fought since 2020 in an exhibition fight. Hard to get it out sometimes. Against Roy Jones Jr. Now, Jake Paul has fought several people, including Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, and Tyrone Woodley, and Ben Askren. So a lot of people are saying they got their money on Jake Paul. Me personally, I think Iron Mike is gonna get it. I mean, now he released some footage of him still training. I think it was year before last. He was in his 50s. I think we have it. Mike Tyson still looks like he's got it. So
Really?
yeah. Listen, Jake Paul may be a better defensive fighter because he's gonna be more agile.
What's he gonna do?
Look at Mike. Look at Mike. Y'all. Mike still look good.
I thought that he wasn't even allowed to
what after he bit Evander Holyfield?
Yeah,
he fought way after that.
He's gonna bite his.
I don't think he's gonna bite anybody.
I don't know. I don't mind seeing Mike Tyson fight again.
Man.
I think it'll be good. I don't know who would win, but I would think Paul would.
You go because he's 27.
He's 27. He's been fighting. He's active. It's something that he's been doing. So
only reason I would say Iron Mike is because, like I said, Jake Paul will be able to maneuver better and he's gonna have more energy. But all it takes is one hit. And Iron Mike, the majority of his careers were knockouts, total knockouts. So I mean, obviously that swing got a little bang to it. So I think Mike still might get it. I think Mike get it. You don't think so?
I don't know. Possibly.
I mean, we shall see. I will be watching this fight, you guys. Like I said, it will air on Netflix on July 20th, so you guys be sure to tune in. If you were smart, you would bet your money on Iron Mike. So we got to keep it moving. So a pastor has gone viral after using Glorilla lyrics in his sermon. Take a look at the clip.
Some of you might know her as Glorilla, yes. Glorilla, yes. Glorilla has a song called Tomorrow, and she makes this statement that blesses me. She says, every day the sun don't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. And I'm talking to some people that life ain't been the kindest to you, but you understand that what Big Mama said all the time was right, that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
Okay. Now, I haven't been to church in a while. But I don't know if you're supposed to use rap lyrics to, I don't know. I mean, the last time I was listening to a Glorilla song, she had me running around the house saying, Caribbean, no Caribbean. But I don't know. I don't think.
You know what? Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it. Here's why. When I listened to the sermon, it wasn't distasteful. It wasn't disrespectful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to reach a younger generation. You have to approach them in a different way.
Yeah.
The church is not today what it was 18 years ago, 20 years ago. Kids are falling apart. Young people don't believe it anymore.
Yeah.
So if they can connect, if you can just get their brains to connect with something, and maybe turn it a little bit into a positive light, they'll understand it. You have to speak to them at their level. Now, God changes not. You're not changing the word.
Right.
You may just have to just change your approach just a tiny bit. But the world doesn't belong on the pulpit either. So it's a slippery slope when it's used and how it's used.
I think that the older members of the church, the seniors, they're gonna have to be more open-minded. I remember when Kirk Franklin first came out, and I remember the elders at the church at that time were like, oh, this sounds like R&B and this is too secular. But I remember everybody in my school was singing it, even kids that didn't go to church. So it did reach people that wouldn't normally, you know what I'm saying? So kudos to the pastor. I mean, I think you kind of got to pivot from your approach if you're trying to reach that. Especially in today's time. I mean,
it's how I love he called her prophetess. Was it prophetess?
He said Minister Glorilla. Now don't call this girl no minister.
That's the only part.
That's
the only part I didn't agree with. But when he did quote, yes, you can use it for the word. You can use it in a positive light, and young people will understand it.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, obviously, Glo was weird because she shared the video with the tweet that said, everybody turn to your neighbor and say, yeah, Glo.
But not only that, I actually look at that as him sowing a seed.
What you mean?
When speaking it out there, you don't know.
She may.
A year from now, 2 years from now, she might just go to gospel.
Yeah.
There may be that calling. Sometimes when those little seeds are planted, it just takes somebody to come behind and water it, and it'll grow.
Right.
So it's not as bad as people, I think, are making it out to be.
I'd rather see this than them swag surfing in church. That was when I saw that video trend last month, or month before last, whenever that was. I was like, that's a little too much like the club. I don't want to feel like I'm in the club at church.
And then they had Twerk for Jesus.
I saw Twerk for Jesus.
I think the Twerk for Jesus was a little bit too much because I don't remember back in the day him twerking.
No, you can't. We're not going to twerk for the Lord.
No, they were not at the 12 supper dancing and dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I'm not mad. And the pastor looks like he's a young pastor as well. So, I mean, that's probably some of the stuff that his peers listening to. Like you said, you got to reach the people where they're at. I mean,
I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, Glow. And we got to keep it moving, you guys. So a man is suing a Las Vegas hotel. Check this out. After being bitten in the nuts. Stung in the nuts by a scorpion. Take a look at this clip.
I have a scorpion over there just hanging on my underwear. I woke up with a sharp pain in my private area. I was surprised. I didn't know what is that. I reached my hand to see what's happening over there under the cover, and I just got another sharp pain. It is traumatizing until now, even today. I'm going to bed. I'm checking the covers and everything.
So that is Michael Farchi of Agoura Hills, California. And he was staying at the Venetian Luxury Resort when, as you saw, that he was bitten in the testicles by by a scorpion. Now, he was treated at a local hospital, but get this, the hotel still made him pay the full bill. They still made him pay the full bill, even though he was stung by a scorpion in their room. I hope he gets paid.
And he proved that it
and
was
he proved it, and they still made him pay anyway. So
and
now
he didn't bring the scorpion and put it in the bed.
I don't think he would. I don't think no man, listen, I don't think any man will put himself through that kind of pain on purpose.
So where did it bite him?
In the nuts. He said it was in his underwear. You didn't hear?
I know, but you can recover from that as a man. Like, what would that?
Well, I guess because it's different species of scorpions, so I guess this is one of the less venomous ones. So he was treated at a hospital and was released the same day. So other than being in excruciating pain, I don't think he had any. But I don't think he would do that to him. Listen, to any man that has ever been kicked in the nuts, you know that is a pain that would change your life. That would change your. And Shantae,
two different things.
Shantae, our PL said is not. That is a pain. I don't know what childbearing feels like, but if it hurts worse than getting kicked in the, and this apparently hurts more than that. He's bending over in pain right now, and this apparently hurts more than that. So, and he was stung 3 times in the same night.
I don't buy it.
What you think? You think he did it to himself?
Yeah, I don't know if he did it to himself. I don't know. A scorpion bit you in the balls, and you can still sit and talk about it.
But I'm just wondering, like, what's up with these hotels? Remember last year?
How do you get a scorpion in a hotel?
I mean, I guess the same way a roach could crawl in the hotel.
But that's a roach.
I mean, it's Las Vegas. They're out there.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas. That
makes
sense.
So they're out there. I mean, they're common. People find them in their garages all the time. They like to hide in cool, dry places. So I would think a bed sheet would be a good place for them to hide.
Well, I'm glad he's doing okay.
Me too, but these hotels got to tighten up. Remember the bed bug outbreak in Paris? People was bringing them back home.
They were catching flights back to the U.S.
They brought the bed. So if you stayed in a hotel, your best bet is to check them sheets before you get in.
Oh, my God.
A lot of people don't do that.
Check the sheets?
Yeah.
Well, I know when you go to a hotel, that top blanket, that top cover, they don't wash that every day. The comforters, the duvets, different hotels have different things. That top sheet is not washed every day. Oh. Definitely not washed every day. I think not washed every day.
So I should be taking the comforter off.
Oh, that should be the first thing that you pull
Now,
off.
I bring my own pillowcase whenever I go to it. It's just I don't want to lay on that.
I bring my own pillowcase and I bring my own Lysol. Like, I'll always stop at the local store and I'll get Lysol and I spray everything down.
Do you Lysol the comforter?
And the carpet, too. Because the carpet is not clean. Like, they vacuum the carpet, but let's say somebody brought fleas and you can get fleas. So even if it's a luxury hotel, people still nasty. It's not the hotel, but it's the people that come in that's nasty. They're coming with all of these things and then wash. You know, we were talking about the white people the other day, they don't wash.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, hopefully he gets paid. So I hate you had to go through that, brother, but hopefully you get a check for it. And now we got to move on. So Rick Ross has broken up with his girlfriend, Christina Mackey, but it appears that he's already moved on. Now, Christina, who is a personal trainer and a singer, announced the end of their relationship on social media, which she said, "I have never experienced getting left. I'm just not docile. I don't feel played. The sales on MackeyBody.com are thriving, and I am grateful." And of course, Rick Ross, who didn't seem to be fazed by it, was just spotted with another chick on March 5th at the Miami Heat game. So this comes as a surprise because she was just dissing Pretty V not too long ago when people asked her about Rick Ross and Pretty V's relationship. She said, they didn't have what we have and this ain't that. And lo and behold, 6 months later, he dumped her. You got to be humble.
I mean, at least she got her teeth fixed. She smiled better.
Rick Ross took care of that.
She'll be ready for the next relationship.
Yeah.
She got something out of it. She got new teeth.
I mean, that just lets you know that when you have money, because look at Rick Ross and look at the women that he's making moves and playing. Money is a hell of
Rick Ross.
money.
And there's a lot chasing him, like chasing after him. Chasing after him.
If he was a broke dude, he would never be able to.
Obviously, he takes care of his women in the 3 months, 6 months phase until he gets tired of them.
You get a probationary period.
Yeah, I guess, to them it's like, if I could just make it in for 2 months, I'm winning.
Yeah.
But the girl that he's with now apparently is an ex. He was with her before. So he circled
He's
back
spinning
around.
that block. But Christina, that's a way to get humbled. You can't dish your man's exes. That's what happens to you. Ew.
Karma don't call the wrong number. But
miss.
That's it, folks. We got to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching the show.
We'll see you guys same time, same place.
See y'all.